Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the recap of the Daytopia Investment Fund launch event. I'm just going to quickly brief through what we talked about on the yesterday on the event. Uh, so let me just quickly share the screen. Second. All right. So what is I'm sure by now you know what Daytopia is and what we stand for via the Daytopia mentoring program. We've been able to grow the mentoring program so far to more than 250 mentees, and we have 20 mentors at the moment. So it's a great platform where mentees connect with mentors that can guide them in 6 different areas, which are the pillars of Daytopia. And the Daytopia Investment Fund funds is built on the solid foundation that we've laid with Daytopia. And the idea behind the investment fund is that, you know, Daytopians can come together and put funds into a pool of funds, so they can put their funds together and then be invested into different asset classes. So we have two main things that the Daytopia Investment Fund, two main objectives for the Daytopia Investment Fund. So two main focuses. The first one is the educational part of investment. So the second one is the fact that, you know, we want to create the habit of saving and investment early in life. You know, as this is a very important part of our lives. So we believe that having the Daytopia Investment Fund as an accountability partner would help a lot of people to really save and invest and be dedicated to it. So the other part is the educational part, and this is the aim of this is to educate people a lot more on how savings and investment works. What is inflation? Why are these people? So why are these? What are the asset classes, and why uh, is your fund invested into these asset classes? So we take investors, which are the Daytopians, on the journey of their investment. So we take them through the process and we explain every bit of details about how the investment fund works and why, you know, their money is being put into what. So we go on to how we plan to do this. So if you have a look at the screen at the moment, you would see the first thing is, right after interested parties have signed the policy statement, we receive funds from them. So we keep record of each deposit of each individual, each investor. So if we are investing into dollar denominated assets, we have to convert to US dollars. If we are putting the money into Nigerian investment, Nigerian asset, then we don't need to do the third phase. So we go on to, once the funds are ready, we hand them over to the portfolio management team. So the research team make their research, and then they advise the portfolio management based on this market situation at the moment. So we hand the funds over to the portfolio management team, which will now allocate the funds into the different asset classes based on the research provided by the research team. And then the board reviews every investment decision made within the investment fund, and the team and either approve if it's okay, they approve it. If not, you know, they review it together and they get back to the portfolio management team. So and then once they approve it, the public relations team, they give monthly reports of the performance of those funds. It's really straightforward, really. So if we are putting the money into funds, this is into stocks. This is how we pick the stocks. So first of all, we know the company name, the stock ticker, we know the opportunity, we know the financials of that company, the stock performer, we know the company culture. We just carry out research on that company, make sure that we know a lot, we know enough about the company to make that decision to pick that stock. And the strategy is usually the growth investing, momentum, and the value investing. So we are putting funds into, growth stocks. We're putting funds into value stocks, just depending on your risk profile and your situation. So that's why first thing you need to do when you say you're interested in joining DIF, the first thing you need to do is fill a form that tells us about your risk profile, your situation at the moment, so that we can judge and we can know where exactly your money needs to go. So we classify these funds into different portfolios so that to ensure that each individual, the funds from each individuals are put into the right asset classes. And why should you put your money into DIF? Well, aside from the fact that we are trying to cultivate the habit of saving and investing every month, even if it's like 1,000 naira, you know that, well, you have sort of like an accountability partner that I have to put this in every month, right? And if you inculcate that into, your daily life, your life generally, you would, over the years, you will see the returns of, that habit. So that's the number one thing. The second thing is the fact that if you're involved in it, you will know a lot more about investments, you know a lot more about savings, how investment really works. And it is very important that you start taking savings and investment seriously. If you ever plan to retire from your 9 to 5, I see a lot of old people still working. A lot of a lot of things happen, but a lot of them are still, the poor decisions that they've made based on that they've made while they were growing up, while they were young, like ourselves. So the earlier you start, the better, isn't it? But aside those two, the investment fund is highly liquid. You can take out your money at any time as long as you give the 30 days uh, notice prior to your withdrawal. There's diversification, making sure that we diversify those funds into different asset classes to make sure that we reduce the risk. It's cost efficient as well because we're putting the funds together, right? So the amount you spend on just one person investing, couple of investing just some amounts, would aggregate it and share it amongst a lot of people, a lot of investors. So it's cost efficient, and the fact that it's professionally managed, which we have, guys that are into, they are working already at venture capital firms. They are working with investment firms, so they know they are professionally equipped to manage the funds. Who are the management? So we have Lukman, Lukman, Khalid, Safi, and Nancy, who are part of the research team. We have the portfolio management team, Yunus, Abib, and Ibrahim, and we have the PR guys, which are Musa and Nora. And then we have the board of director, which oversees the operation, make sure that everything is going well, and they review all the investment decisions as well. Every strategy that is put into place is reviewed by the board of directors. We have Mr. Sheyi, Mr. Ridwan, Dr. Dejumoke, and myself. And I'll let these guys talk about what they do within their team for DIF in a second. But the general questions I usually get about DIF is how much, what's the minimum amount I can invest? So like I said, it's Daytopia is for Daytopians, and Daytopians, uh, we have 80% of students within Daytopia. So it's basically for people that, it's basically called Daytopians, and which, and it means that you can invest as low as 1,000 monthly. So there is no floor and no ceiling. You can invest 1 million, whatever amount you believe that you can consistently invest. It's about consistency, right? So making sure that you consistently invest it, so that you can create that habit of putting money aside every month. Can I withdraw my funds anytime? Of course, you can withdraw your fund anytime, like I've mentioned already. When do I get return on investments? We provide monthly the performance of your investment monthly, but returns will be given on a quarterly basis. Is there any guarantee on investment? Of course, just like any other investment, there's no guarantee. It's not, if there were, it would probably be close to a scam. So there's no return, there's no guarantee on the return that you invest. But like I said, every investment strategy, every investment decision is reviewed by the board, and the main role of the research team is to research, to carry out proper research on the market, and to make sure that every decision that is made is backed up with research, and to ensure that once we have that, we know that the risk of losing money is greatly reduced. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much.